Well, hi, I'm Sam Jones. I'm sitting here with Robbin Broom, the creator and developer of The Smart Lifestyle. You see the logo behind us, and we have the Smart Lifestyle radio show, and that radio show airs on 1360 AM. WELP out of Easley, South Carolina on Friday evenings at 7 and Saturday afternoons at 12:30. And we've been discussing what SMART stands for. Mm-hmm. And in the last video, we talked about the S, which is soundness. And today we're going to talk about the next step. After you get good sound thinking, you kind of see where you are, you're tired of where you are, and you have a good thought process about going forward. And then you can begin to make some mature decisions, right?
That's right. You know, we think of it as from a scriptural standpoint, we think of this as the process of sanctification.
Right.
You know, we went through the soundness is the justification, and maturity is going to be the sanctification.
Yeah, and in the Bible, Paul, I think it was Paul. Yeah, it was Paul that said, "When I was a child, I thought I was a child."
Yeah.
You know, and the thing is that, when you're a child, when you think as a child, you act like a child.
That's right.
And you make decisions that way. That,
right.
And I've got a preteen in my house. You know, he's about 12 years. He's about 12 years old, and sometimes I'm trying to figure out why in the world is he thinking the way he's thinking. You know what I mean?
You've been there.
Yeah, you've been there, but the sad thing is that, a lot of us, and even myself included, sometimes when we are leaning upon our own understanding, we don't have good sound thinking.
That's right.
And we don't have a good sound foundation in our thinking and a good plan. And I'm not able to act maturely to make mature decisions.
That's right. And you got to, once you get that renewal of mind we talked about in our last session down, and you've made that decision to make changes.
Right.
Then the real process starts at that point. The real the meat of everything starts right there when you start that maturity process, making good decisions based on thinking things through and based on doing things that are best for others and not just yourself.
Yeah.
And so it's and it is an everyday process. And Sam, you're going to screw up. You're going to make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like our Christian walk. We make mistakes. We're all messed up. We really are. But we have a Savior that brings us back within line and who died for us, and that if we are in Him, then He give us everything we need.
Right.
Well, in the maturity living that we're discussing is similar to that. I mean, you're going to make mistakes, but you've got to get back and forgive yourself for those mistakes, and that's part of maturity. And you just keep moving forward.
Right.
You may take a step back every now and then.
Right.
They're going to be forks in that road, and you're going to make some left turns instead of going the straight and narrow. But you can always come back, and that's a sign right there of maturity.
Right.
So maturity is your living out what you know you should.
Rob, when I'm talking about immaturity versus maturity, when I was small and I got corrected, the easy thing to do when you get corrected is to sit down and do nothing.
That's right. That's right.
Go run to my bedroom.
That's right.
And
hide
and pout.
Yeah.
And be upset, and that's what most kids would do.
Right.
Unless they have a good humble attitude.
Right.
And the thing is that a lot of times in life, that's how we are when we hit a tough spot, or we have to make some decisions.
It's true.
And we don't have good sound thinking. It's easy to sit down and say, I'm just not going to do anything.
That's true.
And so we want you to be able to make mature decisions, and we have soundness, and then we're talking about maturity. Be able to make mature decisions, laying the groundwork, and it's almost like you got like we have a funnel.
Yeah.
You start at the S, and you're working your way down, to maturity. And maturity
at its best, when when you're matured, okay, and you come out the bottom of that funnel, you're going to be making proactive decisions and not reaction to your
right.
And that's part of maturity in itself, is that you don't react to all your circumstances,
right.
but that you learn how to control your reactions of those circumstances, and you take control of those circumstances.
And part of that comes
control you.
And part of that comes from experience.
Oh yeah. Maturity is definitely an experience.
But one of the things, and I learned this too. But one of the things you have to understand is, not everybody has experienced the same thing another person has.
That's right.
And that's why
I'm in your life and you're in my life.
Yeah, and
exactly.
but that's also why it's good to, and as we say on our radio program a lot, a lot of what we talk about is not for people's specific financial situation.
That's right.
But you need to go out and find a professional. That's why you find a professional. And as we're going to talk about next time, we have the A in SMART, which is action and accountability.
Right.
And maybe where I don't have experience in the area, I become accountable to someone else that can help me in the maturity process.
That's right.
And so next time we're going to talk about the A in SMART, and we're going to talk about action, because once you mature, you can begin to take action. And then once you have the actions that you're going to take, you need to have somebody keep you accountable to make sure that you're making those actions.
Exactly.
And so join us again on our next video. We'll talk about action accountability. But check out our radio show coming up on Friday. It's at 7 p.m., 7 in the evening on 1360 AM WELP out of Beasley, and then on Saturday at 12:30 in the afternoon as well. And we look forward to having you. And my name's Sam Jones. I'm here with Robbin Broom, and we will see you next time.